Hey guys, all this week and last week you've been learning about plants and everything they do. So today you're going to work with Miss Keegan and we are going to go ahead and label the parts of a plant, okay? So what I did is I got a piece of paper. You can have lined paper like I have, or you can have a blank piece of paper. And I also got markers. You can have markers, you can have color crayons, but you're not going to need scissors and glue unless you decide to use construction paper to make it. So you can go ahead and make it with construction paper if you like, but if not, and you just want to do what Miss Keegan does, then do what I do. So what we're going to go ahead and do is I got my markers and I have my paper. So the first thing that I'm going to do with my brown marker, because I like brown, and the plants grow in the soil, which is a fancy word for dirt, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do a little squiggly across my paper, and I'm going to write the word soil. Oil. So I'm going to write soil on my paper because I know this part here is our soil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some wiggly lines like this on my paper. Can you guys guess what these are? Those are the roots, right? So we're going to write roots. Roots. So we are going to go ahead and label that roots. And remember, roots, it soaks up the water, so that way the plant can grow, and holds the plant in the ground, so that way it doesn't blow all over the place and something happens to it when the wind blows, right? So the roots get the water, and that helps. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a green, and I'm just going to draw a line up, okay? I didn't go all the way to the top of my paper. I just kind of went to the middle. And this is the stem, okay? So, So that's the stem. And the stem is what holds up the plant. The stem is kind of like our backbone. You know how when you feel in the back of your back and it holds you up nice and straight? Well, the stem is like the backbone, the body of the plant. So after I draw the stem, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my other green marker. I got a different color. And I'm going to just go ahead and put an oval here and an oval here. Okay, and then I'm going to draw my lines, put my veins in here. And yes, plants have veins just like you do. You see Miss Keegan's? They're all different weird colors. You can see mine. So veins, it's kind of like in our body, it does the blood, right? Well, veins here absorb and send water all over the plant, so that way it can make food. So now what we're going to write here is we're going to write leaf, okay? So E. So we have the leaf, and the leaf is what soaks up the sun, and it also gets water in there. So the veins move the water around, and the water also goes up the stem, and then the leaves get the sun. So when you have your air and the sun and the water all through here, it starts doing something called photosynthesis, and that's how how plants make their own food. But you guys will learn about photosynthesis and stuff like that later. Right now, it's just important that you know what parts they are and what they do. And then at the top, we're going to go ahead and put a flower part, okay? So I'm going to use blue. So I'm going to just go ahead and do a circle here and color it in. So there's that. And now I'm going to go ahead and take my orange, and I'm just going to go whoop, 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 whoop. So, and then I'm going to put little lines in here. So now I have my petals. So I have my flower. Oh, I'm going to put the stem a little bit more on top, so that way it'll hold them up, right? And then just for fun, because Miss Keegan wants to, I'm going to get my yellow, and I'm just going to color it in to make it more pretty. Miss Keegan likes pretty flowers. So on top we have the flower, okay? And the flower, when you see that on like a fruit plant or a vegetable plant, the flower is where you're going to get your fruit and your vegetable. So on the top, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and write flower. So F-O-W-E-R. I'm going to write flower. All right, and the flower is where bees get the pollen, and that's where we have our fruits and vegetables when they grow. So the parts of the plant are flower, stem, leaf, and roots, okay? So remember, the roots get the water and holds the plant in place in the ground so that way it doesn't blow away. A leaf absorbs, that means it sucks it in like a straw. All right, absorb means to suck it in. The leaf gets the sun and gets the air for the plant, and also has the veins, which puts the water there, and then it does the photosynthesis to be able to have the flower grow and give it food. And then a stem is like the backbone of the plant, and it holds it up nice and straight and tall. And the stem is kind of like a straw too, because it soaks up all that water up to the flower. And then the flower is where we get our fruits and vegetables, okay? So I want you guys to remember roots, leaf, stem, flower. And what you can do is, if you did it the drawing with Miss Keegan, that's awesome. But if you wanted to, and you wanted to get like yarn and make your own little roots and stuff, and then if you wanted to go ahead and get a straw, you could put it as a stem. You can get some construction paper and make some leaves. You can even make a flower. You can make this as creative as you want, okay? So I hope you guys had fun drawing and labeling the parts of a flower or a plant.